Okay, hey guys, welcome back to the closing table. Got a great guest for you today. Most of you will probably know this guy. We got Brad Patrick here from Oak and Stone Real Estate. We're going to pick his brain. We're going to find out what drove him to get into real estate, where his background began. He's going to obviously share some great stories. I'm sure he's got some from all his years in the business, and some market insight and the things that buyers and sellers should really be focusing on in today's market. For
sure.
Brad, appreciate you. Welcome to the show.
James, thanks for the invite, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, glad to have you on.
Yeah.
So this is something I've known you for years now, but let's talk about before real estate. How long have you been in it? What led you to it? What kind of jobs did you have prior?
Unfortunately, my last job outside of real estate, I was a intramural coach in college. So I went to Ferris State, graduated from Ferris State, worked in the university rec department the entire time. Really cool job for a college kid. Ended up working my way up to the point where I hired, fired, ran all the games, scheduled games, football, softball, all the intramural sports that you do in college, which was really a cool scenario. I was also a member of the Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity. So if there's any Pikes out there, go Pikes. And the alumni board president at the time owned a mortgage company out in Bloomfield Hills called Summit Capital Mortgage. And Bill, rest in peace to Bill, who just recently passed away, was a really good mentor of mine. He taught me a lot about organization, some really good sales skills. So I started working in the mortgage business right out the gate.
No kidding.
Yeah, in 2003. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. How long did you last in that?
Well, I pretty much did it all the way through 08, 09. We had, when things kind of went south, we opened up with another partner, Nick Ritz, who owns Terry's Terrace, Tom's Oyster Bar, every restaurant in the Metro Detroit
I helped him with a mortgage years ago.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we did a mortgage modification company right here in downtown Mount Clemens, right in the CEO Center. Literally, you can see the building from
Small world. Okay.
Yep. So we did loan modifications back when trying to help people when they were upside down.
Oh, yeah.
They were probably in an arm or something, some sort of form of an adjustable rate mortgage. They couldn't refinance because the home was less than what it was. But the home was valued less than what they owed. We did a lot of really cool things. Help people pay off their homes, reconfigure their mortgage stuff. Then from there, we kind of transitioned that business into a tax resolution. So there's where I guess I kind of started to get out for a little bit.
Okay.
A chance of freedom. Lasted a little bit, and then we did some tax resolution. Basically took the same model and helped people who were struggling with IRS tax debt. And from there, I ran a property management company out in East Point. We managed about 450 doors, and from there, I got my real estate license. And then started to realize that the property management business wasn't for me.
Yep.
Not really. Look, I'll help investors. I do a ton of work with investors to this day. But dealing with tenants, all that, it was a lot. We had a lot of houses, and it was just a little bit of the company was a little disorganized at the time and needed a little structure. And then, ironically from there, I sold my first house to a guy who he was a buyer, and he went to high school with me. I got him through Facebook, which is a majority of my business, which I'm sure we'll talk about soon here. And kind of a funny story. So he buys a house, and it was in between whether his kids wanted a pool or they wanted to live on a canal in Harrison Township. And by the grace of God, his kids wanted a pool more.
Yeah.
Because the listing agent, fast forward 10, 15 years later, is now my wife.
No kidding.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
that's how you met Sarah.
That's how I met Sarah. So Sarah was the listing agent on a property on Sabrina and Macomb.
Yep.
And it was kind of a long story, but a year later, I'm like, hey, you left your sign. Hey, I don't work at that company anymore. I was working for the property management company and was working with real estate agents to get their investor business. So I had set up a meeting with her and kind of had a falling out with my business partner at the time, and we decided to go our separate ways, and I kept the lunch. Thank God. Kept the lunch, and we had lunch, really hit it off real well, started golfing a lot together, and the rest was history. We ended up getting married, and we'd be married. We celebrated our 7-year wedding anniversary.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, May 5th. So, and then from that transition, I left and went to Keller Williams for a very short time. That's where Sarah was. That's when I really got into the, for real estate agents that are watching, like, hey, this is how much you're paying in a cap, different pay structures, something like that. Sarah kind of broke that down for me. And then from there, we moved to another company, We were there for a little while, and then Sarah decided to open Oak and Stone. And I believe we opened in October of 21 is when
Okay.
Oak and Stone was opened. I think they have, between Sarah and Jen, I think there's 50 some agents now that work at the office.
No kidding. Is it
So-
just one out of Rochester? Or
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We're right in downtown Rochester, 408 East Street. Beautiful location. I mean, we're literally a block away from downtown, which is really nice. And I live in Rochester Hills, so have a very short commute to work. But as every real estate agent knows, you could end up in Mount Clemens on a random
Sure can.
random Monday. And
Yep. You follow the money.
Yep, follow the money. I'm going to show 2 condos after this. I kind of strategically placed it.
Yep.
So after here, I'm going to be on this side of town for the rest of the afternoon. But
So you've seen how the other brokers do it. Wanted
Yeah.
to do it better, your own way.
Yeah.
What sets Oak and Stone apart? How do you guys, when you're talking to agents,
yeah, so to be fully transparent, I only sell real estate.
so you're not part of the ownership?
I'm not,
That's
I
Sarah
don't-
and
Sarah
Jen?
and Jen. Yep.
Okay.
Sarah and Jen are work with the agents, do training, help them out. I guess there's a lot of different ways that you can look at when you're choosing a brokerage. In my opinion, number one is cap. Like, how much are you paying to be a part of this organization?
Yep.
And if does the amount of money represent what they're doing for you?
Amen. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I could go to a Christie's or at Properties or whatever, some of these higher end brokerages, a Max Brock, something like that. I paid $15,000-$20,000 in cap. Like, what am I getting?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I think the philosophy that Jen, I know because though I'm not there, I'm them there.
You're part of it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is to keep that cap low. We want good, experienced agents that know the business.
Okay.
I think don't quote me on the price, but I think our cap's only $6,000 for the year,
Nice.
which is substantially lower than most brokerages. And, we offer training and all this stuff. And Sarah has a master's degree from the University of Michigan. I mean, studied, sales training through corporations, everything like that. So she's such a huge asset to be able to bounce ideas off of, and you learn so much from her experience in that. And now, mind you, with starting in 2003 in this business, I feel we all learn from our mistakes.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I found out is when I was brand new, I was so stressed because I didn't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I finally figured out that you're never going to know everything, I started sleeping real good at night.
Right, for
Nobody's
sure.
ever going to know. And as soon as you memorize the rules and the guidelines and the laws, they go and change it all on you.
Well, it's even crazier on your side, right?
Oh, yeah.
You also have to take in context that in 2003, it was the Wild West.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I never had a mortgage license, right? It wasn't required by the state of Michigan.
Yep.
If you had a pulse, we were giving you a loan. Like, that's
Yeah.
seriously, it was
Yep.
wild. And I remember a story. This is a funny story. So I was in St. Clair Shores, and a guy wanted the lowest payment possible. The wife had called me and said, "I want the lowest payment possible." I said, "Well, there is this," and I don't know. This might even. What year did you start in this?
11.
Okay, so probably
So right
before
after all the stuff,
Yeah.
when Dodd-Frank, when all the changes happened, that's kind of,
Okay.
I came in just before that and watched everyone panic.
Yeah, so they had this thing, this clever marketing thing called the Smart Arm. Okay. And it wasn't really that smart. Okay.
not.
So they had like 4 different options of payment options, like principal and interest, interest only, and then there was like a payment that you could pay that's bare minimum, and then the balance would roll back on the back of the loan. It was
yeah.
wild, but the payment was like
Right.
next to nothing.
Yeah.
So the lady says to me, I need the lowest possible. My husband's unavailable. I just need to
Just get us
weather
in.
the storm.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, your husband's unavailable. What do you mean your husband's unavailable? Come to find out, he was a bookie. So another thing, before gambling was legalized here in Michigan,
Yeah.
there was this guy,
Yep.
right? Fortunately, he was in prison. So I end up talking to him on the phone. He's like, just give the payment. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it when we get out.
Yeah.
No problem. They go through, they make the payments. Fast forward about a year or two later, he gets out. He says, hey, let's refinance, put this in the regular loan. I said, okay, sounds good. Pulled title work. FBI had $1 million lien on his on his $160,000
Yeah, good
St.
luck
Clair
with
Shores
that.
house,
Yeah.
which is probably $300, by the way. now.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
But I don't. One of those stories that you're like, how did I find myself in this situation? The guy was cool, like.
Yeah.
He's probably since passed, man. He was probably 70, 80 years
Okay.
old back then. But
Wow.
you never know the type of stories you can name. But to my point though, some loans, I guess, depend on the situation, right?
Yeah.
Now that's a really weird situation, but I mean, you come through them all the time. Like, hey, maybe this isn't the best, but hey, maybe it's the best for your situation.
Right.
It's a Band-Aid on a wound that needs stitches, ultimately, right?
There was a lot of freedom back then to do that kind of stuff.
could-
I mean, I've heard the stories from the guys that have been doing it for 40 years, of the movie The Big Short. I mean, it's literally just kind of like that, but
One of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
there was a
great
scene in that movie where one guy, I think it was speaking of The Office.
Steve Carell.
No, it wasn't Steve Carell. It was the other guy in there. I forget what his name is. He came in the show later in The Office. He was dating the Indian girl.
Oh, yeah.
Can't think of his name.
BJ Novak.
Yeah, so he was in that movie, and he was like, man, he's like, 3 months ago I was delivering pizzas, and now I'm making $200,000 a week.
Yep.
And it was true. It
yeah.
was true. It was literally the Wild West.
Yep.
But-
Yeah, and everything was unregulated. You could just charge people, up and then keep it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You could charge 5 points, and
And it's going to your pocket. Yeah. Now you can't do that stuff, guys. I mean, it's highly regulated. I make X on every deal.
and it's disclosed.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You could see the money that I made, but nobody talked about it.
Right.
They're like, oh, here's my payment.
Just another line item. And,
Yeah. Slide it through. But yeah, I mean,
God.
in a long short of it, that's how I ended up in this business. Is Bill had come to me and said, hey, have you ever thought about coming into the mortgage business? I was like, I remember I was hungover. It was the day after Dollar Domestics at Ferris. So it's like, I was wearing shorts. It was cold outside. And I was like, yeah, I need a job. And he kind of basically, he kind of taught me the ropes. And, I started out with it was like a base plus draw.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then like a month into it, I was like, here, keep your money. Like, I know how to make more money this way. Like, I know what you tried to do, but now I just want to do it myself. And I've been a 100% commission salesperson my entire life, which is wild to say at the age of, in a month from now, I'll be 47. But
high risk, high reward.
It's very true.
Yeah.
You eat what you kill.
Yeah. So we talked about a little bit of the changes in the mortgage side. How about the real estate side? What have you seen? What changes have you seen? And what do you agree with? What don't you agree with?
For the most part, I think everybody got a really big uproar last summer with the whole disclosing how much you can, putting on the MLS what you're paying as far as a listing. And people went crazy. Are they going to pay a buyer's agent? They're not. Nothing changed.
Thank you.
Nothing changed. I have a conversation with my seller. I'm going to charge you X, and the buyer's agent is going to take negotiate their fee. And then look, if we have a multiple offer situation, we maneuver through. It's all in negotiation. I don't really understand the reason. People much higher, much smarter than me maybe have a reason why they did it. I know they explained it to me 100 times, but it still doesn't make sense.
I'm in the same boat. I've gone through sat through Keller's training, this training, nothing really makes sense.
There was a lawsuit.
No answers. I mean, it sounds like a bunch of people just made a bunch of money and
right.
Nothing really
I think
changed.
what was happening was agents were using the term industry standard, and consumers didn't like that. And there was never an industry standard.
Right.
Right. It was we charged what we charged. If you agree with it, it's great. I mean, I could go to your house, James, and charge you 8%.
It's always been negotiable.
100%.
Always. It's not something new.
No. Yeah. So nothing has really changed there. I can't say that there's any changes in the real estate world that have like hurt for the most part. I think it's just the economy in itself. Things are way more expensive. I talked about that house in St. Clair Shores. It was probably $140,000. It's 1,100 square foot brick ranch. Ironically, it was on the west side of 94. So
what
was in
year
that
was this roughly?
It had to have been 05, 06.
Okay.
So it was in that really small pocket where it's still considered St. Clair Shores before you hit East Point, which would have been on the next street over. I bet you it probably appraised at 150. 160, 170 if it was like because it was ranch style. I mean, that house is a 280 house all day long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where the craziness is.
What about the taxes?
Taxes are wild.
That.
The taxes are insane. I mean, you talk about the city of Mount Clemens, Clinton Township. Everyone has this preconceived notion. Now, you also have to take into consideration, this is a guy who grew up in Chesterfield, went to L'Anse Creuse North, lived in St. Clair Shores for 15 years. thought that the West Side was anything west of Van Dyke.
Yep.
Until I met my wife, and then all my friends are like, "You're moving to the West Side."
Yeah.
It's like,
Isn't
yeah,
that funny?
I
It's
think
not that
so.
far, but man, if you're an East Sider, that is you're in a different world over there.
You are in a
Yeah.
different world. But the you know, everyone says, well, Oakland County taxes are so much higher. Well, they're not.
Nope. Not
If
anymore,
you look at the millage rates, right,
which I do almost every day.
which you have to,
Yep.
and you look at the millage rates, Rochester's millage rate is significantly lower. Now, the caveat to that is the property values are higher.
Right, yep.
Right? So, but the millage rates are lower. Now, you take, for example, even like, what's a good city, for example, Madison Heights,
Okay.
Oakland County, right? They're building new houses, right? Their millage rate is extremely high. And now you're paying $10,000 a year in taxes in Madison Heights. It's
Right.
wild.
Guys, I cannot stress that enough because we're going to talk about that at some point.
Yeah.
Something that young buyers today, what are the troubles that they're facing? And it's that. It's not just the home prices. It's not just the taxes are through the roof. They used to be, East Side, St. Clair Shores, I would put
$2,500.
Yeah, $2,000, $2,500 all day. $2,500 for the nicer, But it used to be all $2,000 or less, $166 a month.
Yep.
And now, I mean, like Roseville, $6,200 a year. East Point, $6,000 a year.
Yeah,
That's
what are those-
$500 a month.
What are those
Just
millage rates sitting like 0.45, 0.46?
Up at 0.5, 0.6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
It's insane. And,
Mm-hmm.
then you start living there and you're like, what are we getting for this?
Yeah. That's always
What
the
are we
question.
getting? Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Now, what I will tell you is if you live in Grosse Pointe and they have those machines that pick up your leaves, I could justify that.
Yeah,
If
you
I
got a
could break my-
beautiful pool access and all these amenities, and
Right.
that I always say, like, I'd pay $6,000 a year if we were getting all these nice things
Right.
back for it,
Yeah.
but we're not.
Yeah. Or I mean, even what is that in the Grosse Pointe Park? You can go to the movies.
Yeah,
Which is a really cool
Yeah.
feature. But they don't give you free movie tickets in Roseville.
no, they sure don't. They don't even have a theater. They got nothing. Anyways, yeah. So now I feel for that because I mean there are people that I know with great jobs.
Right.
And they can't even afford what I would consider a single family 3-bedroom brick ranch.
Well, and I foresee the issue going forward in the mortgage business is the fact that, I'm not going to say you, James,
Right.
the industry bases the new payment and the qualifications on old taxes.
Current, yeah. Today's
taxes.
not what they're gonna be. I do that. I talk to people, and I've got a couple right now that literally they're retired and they got a lot of money in the bank, but that stopped them. I just talked to them this morning. They're like, we're gonna hang it up for the year because everything I'm quoting them is you're gonna buy 500,000 out by Rochester or
Right.
Macomb Shelby, and I go, yeah, your taxes are each one's different. I'm like $7,000, 7,500, $8,000 a year. These are what they're gonna be next year when they're uncapped. We don't want that.
Yeah.
Like nothing we can do about it. But yes, if you don't tell them future taxes, you are screwing that person's life up a year from now, 6 months from now when they do uncap and then they get blindsided with the letter in the mail. So yes,
Yeah, so that letter also includes we need you to pay for the shortage.
Yep.
On top of the tax increase. So now my $300 a month is now like $650.
Yep.
Which is a drastic jump in a monthly payment. And I feel that in the coming years, this could be another way for people to lose their homes, is because they weren't properly explained from the beginning through their real estate agent and their mortgage professional what was coming down the road. It's our job as these professionals in this industry to prepare people for what the future will bring them. Because I say to everybody all the time is, look, I'd love to sell you this house, but it's got to be a good deal and it's got to work out well, because in 5 years I want to sell it to you. And my job is hard enough as it is. I don't want to make it any harder.
Yep.
Right? And if those taxes go up, I mean, we just had somebody who just they want to sell their house. Why do you want to move? I can't afford taxes.
Yep.
Well, you just got there last year. Did nobody explain? No, nobody explained that to me.
Yep.
And that's the biggest problem with this
Sad but
industry
true.
right now.
I see it all the time. Just on Facebook where people are like posting on the community groups of
Yep.
just got this letter in the mail and blah.
Yeah. It's tough.
Heartbroken, yeah.
It's tough. There's nothing you can do. You can refinance, you can roll it all in, but chances are if you bought the house a year ago,
There's not enough room to even roll those costs in.
right. And
And
let's
nobody's
be
got
honest.
10 grand sitting in the bank waiting. Otherwise, you wouldn't be complaining about the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah said this to me one time when we first started working together. She says 80% of America is one hot water tank away from foreclosure.
Yeah.
which is wild because back then they were 800.
Yeah.
Now they're like 12 grand to put in. So
Yep. Everything is going through the roof. Gas, groceries. God forbid you have a family and you got to feed these little endless monster of stomach kids.
Yeah.
And,
not to mention, like,
oh my God.
Kids sports, which is another monopoly in itself. I mean, as soon as I get done showing, I'm going to a baseball game. This is his third team this summer. Like,
yep.
Things are expensive.
I think baseball bat's $500 for a decent one.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I try to tell my son, listen, son, I came from the world as to where we showed up. The coaches had the bats and the helmets, and you were hitting the Silver Easton.
That's what I told my son. I said, you know what? He's like, I want my own helmet. I want my own. I said, you're using
Hellfire.
a hand-me-down bag. You're using a bat that we already have.
Right.
I said, in a couple of years, if you show me that you're serious about this and you're actually putting time, then I'll put the money. But I'm not going to spend $1,200 for you to just give up next year.
For your sliding mitt.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Don't get me started on all that protective equipment the kids wear these days. My God, you're in the full football gear.
Right, for sure.
Lord.
But it's wild. But again, not to get too carried away, but stuff is expensive,
yes.
man. It really is. And then this can't be another. The life brings you so much stress that it is. What we do as professionals is try to put you in a good situation financially, maybe take a little bit of that stress away.
Yeah.
To some aspect.
Yep. So segue into another question I got for you. In your opinion, do you feel like there's too many agents out there?
Oh, God, yeah.
I knew the answer to that one, but yeah.
Yeah, there's way too many agents.
Too many mortgage guys, too many agents.
Too many mortgage guys, too many agents. Now you're seeing some fall off. You know what I mean?
Times got tough. It's not falling in your lap when 2% interest rates and anybody with half a brain can do what we do.
For sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to speak for my side. 100% that this license needs to be more than 40 hours.
Yep.
It's wild how easy it is to get a real estate license. Now, the easiest part is getting the real estate license, right? Yeah. There's this preconceived notion that all we do is just open doors. Well, that would be great. I would love to just open doors, right? If the clients just were in line and I was just opening doors, selling houses, this would be easier, right?
Yeah.
But I'd say I have good friends right here in downtown Mount Clemens I work with quite a bit, a lot of divorce attorneys in the area, and I say the same thing to them. There's too many of you. There's way too many of you. But there is. This industry is flooded with mortgage and real estate people, and all I can say to anybody out there is like, just do your homework.
Please.
Do your homework. Vet out these people. See what people have done in the past years of their total amount of sales, where they're working, all this stuff. Because there's social media is. I'm a huge social media guy, but in the same respect can be this like smoke and mirrors type situation. Yep. I can make a video. I can jump on a podcast with you. I can make it sound like I sell X amount, and you'd be like, oh, that's great.
You'd never know.
But there's ways to dig in a little bit deeper. Have some good interviews with these people, but just do your homework because it's crazy. Just flip through some pictures of some listings. If the guy's not there and he's taking a picture of the house and then he's in the mirror, like that, he's not your guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Not your guy.
And another thing about smoke and mirrors I was going to mention on my side, which you are all too familiar with, we have control, which is something I don't feel like we should. We got to figure this out. We have full control of the loan estimate that you look at. Like I can control all the third-party fees and all the taxes, the insurance, the daily interest, the government. I can edit everything and show you a loan estimate that shows this number, even though we all know that's not going to be the number. Because I see that when I say, hey, so-and-so said they could do this. Well, send me their quote. And I look it over and I go, oh my God, like.
Well, you didn't even escrow for taxes.
Yeah. That's a big one. Yeah, they put, $600 a year for insurance when we all know it's going to be triple, quadruple that. Right. They only accounted for 1 day of daily interest, which we all know it's probably not going to be 1 day. It's going to be many more than that.
Right. You can position it so it's that way, but chances are slim.
Right. You're going to put your best foot forward on a quote and just hope that they get 1 day? No. Be honest. Yeah. And I feel like there are certain things that, as loan officers, we shouldn't be able to adjust them on the estimates. They should just be, I don't know how you control it, but to have that kind of smoke and mirror and deception and the ability to do that to somebody up front, because we've all seen it happen, and then you see the nightmare online where I thought I needed 10 grand to close, and 2 days before closing I need 18. What happened?
Yeah, or the fact that your interest rate's sitting at X amount. That was the interest rate at the time of the loan estimate. Yeah, and now we're 30 days into it, or
and you finally got a contract.
Right now, it's taken me 3 months to find a house. Right, and now I write this offer, put it on there, and I call James, and James is like, well, now it's 6.9, where 3 months ago it was 6 point. Like, You know what I mean? And that makes a big difference. I mean,
Big difference.
in any situation, right? Even on a $200,000 loan, it's $50
Yeah.
on a $200,000 person's budget, $50 to $100 is huge.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely huge.
Yeah. So that's why I've been trying hard to educate people out there of, what sections to compare on loan estimates that actually mean anything.
For
It's usually
sure.
Section A, lender fees. And then I walk them through and try to explain everything. Like, here's what daily interest is. Here's how it factors in. Here's the truth behind it. Here's how much you're going to pay in your escrows.
Yeah.
And depending on the time of year, we're collecting between 14 and 18 months.
Right. Yep.
How much?
Yeah, and there's nothing you can change about those things.
Right. We, as lenders, do not have any control over them. And I try to tell, there's nothing I can do to change what this is going to end like. I can only control our section.
For sure.
And that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
For sure.
But
yeah, I mean, again, everyone's worried about this AI situation and all that stuff. It's not really I mean, AI is only helping me at this point.
Okay.
Right. Please go on the Patrick Group, the patrickgrp.com. My wife Sarah just built out a brand new website for us. It's awesome. You can go on that website if you're interested in if I qualify for any grants.
Okay.
So she actually built this platform where you can go in there, James, you type in your information and it'll say, hey, here's the various amount of grants that are offered throughout the state of Michigan. Okay, well, I want just Oakland and Macomb. Okay, here's what's offered for you. So it's a great tool that AI has provided us to make our job a little bit easier so we can focus on the things at hand. And
does that take into
ratio.
account whether they're currently funded open grants or just
it gives them all. So it'll basically
tell
give
you
you
if
to
it's currently accepting applications or
yes.
whatever. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, if there's still money in the kitty.
Yeah, because every time I've looked into anything other than Mich to the big state one, any city-specific ones, like the big 25 grand in Detroit everyone talks about, every time I've gone on their website or called them.
Out of money.
Yeah. Every time. So I'm I feel like I don't want to mislead anybody and say, let's check first.
Yeah, always. And you got to do your due diligence on that information too. But it's helpful. It's a tool.
It's a great tool.
But it's like AI has helped us, make our jobs a little bit easier on some of the things that I don't necessarily like, right? I'm not a back office guy. I'm the type of person that would rather meet in person, have a conversation. What are you looking to do, James? How many kids do you have? How many rooms do you need? What does this look like in 5 years?
I was just going to say,
what school district? Obviously, we know school district derives everything when it comes to real estate, right?
Yeah.
And so, how long are you going to be here? Is school district a thing? Well, I don't have any kids. Well, it's still an issue because you're going to have to go to sell. And that it doesn't matter if you have kids or not. School district still has to be one of the number one things you're looking for when purchasing.
And the school district, just so everyone knows, has a big impact on your taxes. It's not the whole city is X taxes. It's school district based.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's something that you want to take into account. What are some things that lenders should know when working with an experienced quality agent?
Interesting. What lenders?
What do you look for in a lender?
Oh, what do I look?
Yeah.
What do agents look for in a lender?
Yeah.
Right?
So what are important things for people out there to understand?
I think number one is a very well versed in the types of products. Whether it's let's say for example, I'm a self-employed borrower. Are you very versed in the self-employed world? Are you be able to look at my tax returns and understand how to break down and see what kind of money the mortgage company is actually going to use, what kind of money they're actually going to throw out? Being available. I know that's a very cliche thing to say, but I'm working on the weekends, so are you, guy.
Yep.
That's just the way it works.
24/7.
Yeah.
That's what I tell you. Unless I'm in church or sleeping,
right.
You got to be phone on the hip, man, ready to go.
Unfortunately, and it's in our personal lives, I mean, obviously it helps that, it can be hurt or help that my wife's my boss, right?
True, yeah.
She understands that I leave for California. I don't know when this is going to air, but I leave for California on the 20th. I'm going to be 3 hours behind, which is actually kind of cool because I'm working real early in the morning there, so it's kind of nice. But I will work the entire time.
What's going on out in Cali?
I'm actually going to I have a podcast. It's called It's Monday Y'all. We drop it's local sports podcast, and my co-host, Jersey Fred, they call him, actually lives in San Diego.
Nice.
So I'm going to go visit him for a couple days.
How'd you meet that guy? Is he from here?
So actually, he lived in Lake Orion.
Okay.
Our wives are best friends,
Oh,
but
okay.
he's from Jersey.
Okay.
So when he lived in Jersey, I would go visit him. Now we just moved up to Cali. I'm going to go visit him for 3 days. We're going to film a bunch of content, bunch of food videos, just him being his East Coast self on the West Coast is going to be fun in itself. And then from there,
Fish
we're
out
going
of water, just enjoying life.
Yep.
So with your food stuff, because I know you do a ton of content,
Yeah.
you go visit all these local places. I've gone to a couple that I've seen your videos of.
Yeah, we've done one together too.
Yep.
Your wing place.
Yep. What are some of like the hidden gems around here that people that probably they don't know about? It's under the radar, but just they got to go.
Oh man, well, number one, if you're talking right here in Mount Clemens,
Sure.
Square One Pizza, right there on Grossbeck, phenomenal.
Never even heard of it.
No.
See? Okay.
Just go there after this and tell Tim I said hi.
Okay.
Square One Pizza in Mount Clemens is really, really good. I'm really excited. I go this Wednesday. Again, not sure where this is in air, but there's a new place in Harrison Township that looks really good. They just opened up. I can't even think of the name of the place, to be honest.
Like a bar or restaurant?
No, it's a
Punk Crust
pizza.
Pizza.
Punk Crust Pizza.
I've seen them
It's all
on
over the
social
place.
media
Yes.
locally. Okay.
Yep. So I'm gonna go there on Wednesday. Here's another one. Like Dearborn is wild for food.
Really?
Dearborn is wild for food. I went down there. I met a guy named Chef Ali. He does burgers. He did I don't know if you saw the one where it's butter chicken pizza.
No.
Like, have you ever had butter chicken, like an Indian dish?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. This guy does it on a pizza.
Oh boy.
Mind blowing, man.
Jeez.
Awesome. But I've met so many really, really, really cool people through this. It's kind of just something I came up with, and basically it's just me supporting small businesses.
Yeah.
I just did a video at the local. It's called the Train Depot.
Okay.
It's a little old train station in downtown Rochester. The video probably had close to 80,000 views on it. I walked in because I just wanted lunch because it's right by my office.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she's like, "We sold out of everything for 3 days because of your video."
Beautiful.
And they're a new place.
Yeah.
So I was able to help them out.
Yep.
Gives me some content to throw on the internet because I'm not your normal real estate agent. I'm not going to talk about, the market or anything like that. I put content out there for people to know, like, and trust me.
Yep.
And I'm going to end up working with very similar folks.
Yeah.
Who enjoy the things that I like. Sports, food, family, golf, motorcycle riding, all those things. Chances are you're going to want to work with me.
Okay. Because I know you're big into golf, obviously. You mentioned motorcycles. What do you got?
I got a 2017 Ultra Classic.
Okay.
So
Been riding for a long time?
Probably about 12-ish years now.
Okay.
12, 13 years.
Okay.
Don't ride as much as I like because of my nasty golf habits. And
Yeah.
it's like being a boater too, right? It's like
You can't just dabble in it. It's hard.
you got to be
either
all
in or out.
Yeah, you got to be all
Yeah.
in. So I'll be in Palm Desert this weekend playing golf too. So after I leave there, I'm going to Palm Desert. Some beautiful courses out there. Just a little pro tip: they're like $400 or $500 a round to play. If you go in June, they're like $100.
Nice.
Problem is, it's 120.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's miserable, but you're having the time of your life.
So you just get
Yeah.
like a 6 or 7 a.m. tee time, because in your brain it's like 9:30.
Oh, yeah, true.
Right.
Yep.
So you're
No
good to
big
go.
deal.
Yeah, you're in the pool by noon. You're in the pool, and you have to be because
Yeah.
it's so hot.
Yeah. There's
But it's
you're
awesome.
not day drinking. I can't do that. I don't know how people do that, drink in the heat.
No,
'Cause I grew up in Florida for part of it. I'm like, I don't know how you guys do this at the beach. It's like 120 degrees. Like,
No.
I can't do anything like that.
Yeah, that's no. It's just I don't drink, so that's obviously a huge plus. But I couldn't even imagine drinking on that golf course at 120 degrees. Like
miserable.
I would pass out by on that turn.
So, in all your years in real estate, anything stand out as far as just what have you seen that just blew your mind? Have you met some crazy person? Have you walked in on something you shouldn't have? I mean,
Yeah, all the time. I mean, all the time. It's just like
Yeah.
it's always something different. I can't tell you an exact story, but in the property management days, like
oh God, that's probably way worse.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough seeing how people live, how they don't care about the house, the lack of respect. I've showed houses where people were still sleeping in the bed. Like you didn't want to wake anybody up and let them,
God, yeah.
I've had people where sellers are there and then they want to show you around the house. That's the
Give you
most-
the personal tour.
yeah, the personal tool with your client and tell
Yeah.
you how much they spent on the rocks in the flower bed up front.
Yeah.
Like, well, that really doesn't matter. I can't think of anything like crazy off the top of my head. It's just people that like, oh, I'm not in a huge hurry. It's not that big of a deal. And then when it comes to the time, it's like, now, and now you want me to jump.
Yeah.
Right. And I've been tracking you down for 2 years,
Yep. And that just gave me a thought, and I know you're going to agree with this, but when people, and I've come across it still, is I don't want to get pre-approved until I find the house. That drives me absolutely up the wall.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, at the end of the day, and I know some agents hold pretty strong to this, will you show a house without a pre-approval? Yeah, once.
Yeah, yep. That's what most. You build a relationship, but after that's...
I just want to meet you.
Yeah.
I want to see if we're a good fit.
True.
Right? At the end of the day, and that's one thing that my wife taught me when we started working together. Not all money's good money.
Yep.
And I came from a world where I'm grabbing every dollar I possibly can. But as I got older, wiser, had more in my pocket, I realized that some money isn't good money, right? I want to meet you. I want to know if you and I are going to work together, if we're going to be a good fit. And if you are, then I'm going to say, hey, all right, we'll call James. This house I just showed you, I want you to go ahead and just get a quote on it. I want you to know how much the down payment's going to be. I want to know how much the payment's going to be. Well, I don't want that house. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This just gives you a gauge. Then we'll go from there. But, being pre-approved, there's nothing worse than going to show somebody, and in this market, if I'm showing you for example, a 450 house in Macomb.
Yep.
$500,000 house in Macomb. You go in, you see it, it's like, I absolutely love it. All right, give James a call, get a pre-approval. Well, James just only pre-approved you for 350.
Yep, I was just going to say.
350 to 450 or 350 to 500 in Macomb Township is night and day.
Yep.
Night and day. You do not have an ensuite. Maybe you have a detached garage. Maybe you have a smaller lot, smaller bedroom sizes. Maybe it's a ranch, but you don't have a back family room. Like all these various things.
There's a million reasons why you would want to talk to your lender prior to falling in love with a home.
100%.
The list goes on. 10 other people are pre-approved and ready to put an offer in on that home. Are you? No. Oh, it's a Saturday night. Is your lender even going to take your call and get you pre-approved on Saturday night?
Right.
Chances are probably not.
Right.
Unless you work with somebody local.
For sure.
And now you've lost out. You can't even put an offer in on this house because you waited to find the house until you were ready.
100%.
Or people who are like, I am overqualified. I know it's not going to be a problem. I don't need to get pre-approved up front. You know how many times I've had to have that conversation with somebody where it's like, yeah, you thought you made $500,000 a year because you own a business, but guess what? Let's read all these line items here and let's look at that bottom number. You told the government you made 80,000.
Yeah.
You brought in 500, but you only told the government you made 80, and your depreciation and stuff, it can only tips the scales a little.
Right.
Now I had to give you the bad news that, man, you're not approved. Like you said, you're not approved for 450, you're approved for 300.
Yeah. And that's a big difference.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. And I even say that to clients. It's funny you bring that up, is like, even if they're pre-approved and we're looking at houses, and I say to them all the time, especially over the past 4 years, 5 years, maybe 7 years, geez, I'm going COVID to now.
Yeah.
As I say, do not fall in love with a house until I tell you you can.
Yep.
I don't want to be a heartbreaker, right? I don't want to be a heartbreaker because you never know what's going to happen. There's multiple offers. Some of these are crazy things, and like I'll tell you when you're in the clear and you can be happy.
Yeah.
Right? Because I've unfortunately broken way too many hearts.
Yeah, and it's usually not until the title closer says, congratulations, you own this home, here are your keys. I've even seen them die.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that, like a deal where for any God known reason, nothing you and I did, or it just blew up or fell apart?
Not late.
Right, okay.
Early inspection, finance things, but nothing late.
Or appraisal even.
Never, yeah, definitely appraisal
Yeah.
issues. But I was never at a table and when they're like, we're not going to close.
Right.
But so no, but I mean, deals fall apart all the time, man.
Yeah.
It's over stupid things. I know the cliche thing is, oh, I bought a boat.
Yeah, right. Or I signed up for
We
a
had
Kohl's card to get 20% off or whatever.
Because I get to hear the stories, being in the brokerage, and we had a client buy a boat, but he had the company deliver the boat to the new house before he closed on the house.
Oh.
So they pulled this boat up in the driveway, screwed up his deal, couldn't buy in the house, and then had to go there with his tail between his legs and go hook up his new boat and pull it out of the guy's driveway.
Hope it was a big boat with some living quarters in it.
Right.
Jeez.
But wild story. But again, it's like you never know, man. Some of these, some people are interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we serve the general public, and
For sure.
you get the bad with the good.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So, What else is on your mind? What are sellers doing wrong, you think, before they get ready to list their house? Are you seeing any
Hiring shitty agents.
What's that?
Hiring shitty agents.
Okay, goes back to having too many of you guys and too many of us
100%.
in the pool to
Do your
select
homework.
from.
Do your homework. I was just looking, just before I left here, I have a buyer in Farmington Hills, struggling to find a house, ranch-style home. 2 of them just popped up today. One of them's really nice. It's going to have a ton of offers. List price $450. I'm already preparing my guy because we've already put offers in. Be ready to pay $500.
Yep.
That's where we're at. 50 grand over, ranch, Farmington Hills. Everyone wants a ranch style house. Another one comes up. There's 3 photos of this house. Ranch style house, $500,000. No pictures of the inside. It says coming soon. I get it what you're trying to do.
Yep.
But why? Why not just
Let it all out.
let it all out. Like, I know that they're just going to add photos on top of shitty photos that are already there. It's just, sellers, just do your homework. Interview a bunch of agents. Find a good fit for you. Make sure the communication is open. Make sure they're hiring a professional photographer. Make sure they're doing the proper marketing. Make sure they're doing an open house. Go on their social media. Find out what kind of activity they're getting on their social media.
Yep.
You pull up my social media and I'll show you the analytics of the views, the comments, the content, everything that I have. You've known me for years. You understand that I get your house in front of people.
Yep.
And then I have guys like you where I do it, then you share it. And like James, you are always the first one to say, hey, Brad has this listing.
Yep.
Then you share it in the group, the Facebook group.
Yeah, that Metro Detroit Real Estate Association thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, I started that like 10, 12 years ago.
I know,
Just
which is
added
wild.
local people into it. And that's all I said. I said, this isn't a place for affiliates or third party. It's just real estate agents
Right.
sharing buyer needs and new listings and just trying to match people up.
And the other thing too is if I'm struggling to find houses, like, I'll go through your thing and say, oh, okay, this one's popping up, this one's popping up. But just you need to find an agent who has a big circle.
How
right?
important is the art of the negotiation?
It's huge. It is number
Anybody can throw a property in the MLS and take pictures and make them look nice.
Yeah.
But when any little thing goes wrong with a normal deal, you have to be able to know how to navigate the negotiations to keep your client winning.
Right. Right. Or yes, winning, right?
Or just keep things going.
Yeah.
and-
So it works for both parties. A
Oh,
good
yeah.
negotiation, somebody has to give, somebody has to take, right? And you just want to make sure your client isn't doing more of the giving and less of the taking. But if you work with another co-oping agent that's good, it's helpful.
Oh,
right?
God, yeah.
Working on the other side with a good agent is helpful, but I can tell, and I'm not kidding you this at all, I can tell you in first 30 seconds of that phone call who I'm dealing with on the other side of the phone.
I've without dropping any names, I have sat with an agent or around them when they had a conversation with another agent about a property, and they just nicely ate them up.
Yeah.
Just ate them up for lunch, man, and just got every bit of information that you normally wouldn't want to divulge. Just got all of it out of them and used it to now position their client into a much better position to get that house, win the whatever it was. And
Here's I've never said this before, like on a public platform, but here's something I would tell sellers when they're interviewing an agent. When we get multiple offers on the house, I'm a seller, you're the agent, okay? Let's play this scenario.
okay, I'm the realtor, you're the seller.
realtor.
Okay.
I'm going to go to you and I'm going to say, what do you do in a situation if we have 5 offers? Do you tell the other agents what's going on? And they'll be like, no, we don't tell anybody. And I'm going to say, I want you to be perfectly transparent with everybody in the world on what kind of offers we have on our house. Don't give me this, like, just throw me your highest offer. Tell me where we're at. Tell me where we're at. Because what that's going to do, it's going to give me as the seller more money.
Yeah.
100%. Because that next agent's
Why
going to
isn't there that transparency? Are there rules against it? Or?
So the rule is that you cannot disclose the other offers if you don't have your seller's permission.
Oh, that's right. As long as the
it.
seller says it's
Just
cool,
the
you can
sellers.
divulge everything.
100%.
Okay.
Yep. But some agents, especially, I'm not age discriminating, but the older agents come from this philosophy of like, oh, we just throw offers and then we go through them all.
Right. They beat around the bush and they never tell you exact, because I've seen that and heard that too.
You hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, I don't want to waste my time as the buyer's agent.
Right.
I don't want to waste my time as the seller's agent.
And I don't even want to waste your time. Like, that's
100%.
Ugh.
I had a house right here on Bonnie and Warren. We sold it. We closed on Thursday. We got $12,000 over. You know how many offers I had on that house?
How many?
3. People say, well, you only had 3 offers? Yeah, because I told everyone to go pack sand because we're not taking $240 for it. We're not taking $250. We listed at $250. I'm at $260. I ended up at $262.
Beautiful.
3 offers.
By being transparent and open at a certain point to the people who are competitive, right?
You know what I also didn't do as a listing agent? Go through 30 offers over the weekend. No, I took the top 3. I made a decision with my seller, and we signed on the bottom line. Like, if I tell you just highest and best, I'm going to field 30 offers.
Yeah.
One guy called me up. He's like, "Hey, I'll offer you $220." I'm sorry, we listed yesterday, and it's $250.
Don't waste. Don't even submit it.
No.
You just tell them straight up.
No, 3 offers. Makes my job easier. Makes your job easier on the buyer side. Find an agent who's transparent.
Nice.
It's helpful.
Never thought. I didn't know you could honestly even do that.
Yep,
So thank you for
100%.
putting that out there.
Yep, absolutely. As long as your seller's okay with it. And why would a seller not be?
Right.
If it's explained properly from the listing agent, again, communication is key, then it's only going to benefit you.
Right.
Only going to benefit you.
How could it not?
And we're not going to drag this thing out.
Right.
I mean, you have a dog, you have 3 kids, you're going in and out because we have 8 showings today.
Right.
Let's shut this down.
Yeah, you got to keep your house immaculate for
Right.
God knows how long.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck with toddlers keeping your house clean.
Yeah.
It's like raking leaves in a windstorm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Seriously.
or heaven bid, throw a dog in the mix.
Yeah. Good luck.
You know?
No, that's nice. Getting someone that knows what they're doing, makes the process seamless, makes it fast, gets you the most for your money at the same time.
100%. It's all
My
about
God,
money.
Why wouldn't
It's
people?
all
Why
about
wouldn't
money.
everybody do that?
But in the same respect, too, is the highest offer isn't always the best offer.
True.
You know, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, if I would have got a $290,000 offer on that house in Warren, I would have still taken the 262 because they were fully guaranteed. They were waiving the appraisal, and in fact, it worked out so well that the people got an appraisal waiver.
Yeah.
We didn't even have to do an appraisal.
Yep.
But I know damn well that 280 is just unrealistic.
Yeah.
It just won't happen.
Same exact thing happened to these clients I mentioned earlier. They put an offer. They were the highest offer. They weren't the best offer. They went with somebody else due to a certain type of inspection that a different buyer said, we'll waive that.
Yeah.
Seller said, yep, we'll take yours.
Yeah.
Even though this one was more.
That's another way of getting your offer accepted. You're maybe saying that we'll do a pass-fail inspection.
Yep.
It probably was a similar situation, which is a good way to go about it. Hey, look, we're going to do the inspection. We're going to tell you either we're in or we're out. We're going to nitpick over, outlets or age of the roof or anything like that. But, and if you have a buyer's agent you're competitive and they don't give you that as the option, but their option is just waive the inspection, dude, get rid of them.
Yeah. And inspectors are like appraisers to an extent where it's just a guy's opinion and how they deliver that information could make or break a deal. When I sold my first house, first buyer, I accepted his offer. His inspector, don't know who it was, came through and scared the heck out of them.
Right.
And they left. Immediately took another same offer, same price. Inspection went perfect. Closed perfect.
Yeah.
Guess what, guys? You're buying a used house,
Right.
a little branch in Harper Woods, and not everything's going to be brand new build. You get what you expect. It was quality. It was nice. Found it. Everything was good.
Welcome to homeowners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the inspector killed that deal for that family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want a good deal in this market and you're not afraid to get your hands dirty, there's so many good opportunities out there. The houses that are selling over asking price right now, new kitchens, new baths. You got a new kitchen with white cabinets and a quartz
My wife
countertop.
just we painted ours white.
Yeah,
it was a nightmare, but we saved a ton of money and it looks great.
It's a great way to freshen up your house. Paint your cabinets. Get rid of the old wood.
Yep.
Change the hardware. It's not crazy expensive. It's if you're doing it yourself, it may be a little tedious. Pay somebody to do it. The clients that I sold in Harper Woods, in Warren, I told them paint the cabinets. And she's a TikTok person, right? So she makes all her money on TikTok.
Really? Okay.
People notice that. They're like, oh, did you move in a new house? Like, no, I painted my cabinets.
Yeah.
And her videos popped, right? They had a look to them, and now it's just fresh, everything.
Now she doesn't want to sell.
No, she definitely want to sell. Because they got a beautiful house in Macomb now. So, but
Good for them, man.
absolutely, man.
Well, like I said, the hour flew by.
Yeah, of course.
I think this was awesome.
Yeah.
The stuff that you were able to share, I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you for giving us your time. And I know you mentioned one place where people can reach you, but you guys, if you're out there, where can they reach you and get at you with your real estate or anything?
I do not hide, man.
No.
I do not hide. You can find me, Your Agent Brad. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Facebook is probably my biggest platform as far as, I think, unfortunately, that's just because of my age.
Yeah.
Over 40, we're on Facebook.
Yep.
But you can really literally find me anywhere. Just type in Your Agent Brad.
Hell, even if you're not looking for him, you'll run into him.
You'll run into me. You'll find me at a restaurant or somewhere. And if any small businesses out there that are looking to, not just necessarily restaurants, any small businesses looking to promote their business, I'd love to come out and have a conversation with you.
Beautiful.
But
Well,
thanks
Brad,
so much.
Thank you very much for your time, man.
All right, appreciate it. Easy peasy.